It's Laura Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation. It is Wednesday evening at 5:15 and we're here to do some meditation. And I'm just going to check and see who's joining me tonight over on Facebook and also on the live webinar today. I'm streaming in both locations. Let's have a look. It's another beautiful sunny day. I've actually got Milky, my dog, and Daisy the cat out here today, so then I might get have the cat come and climb on me at some point because she has a tendency to want to be right in the action. So if you see that happen, that's what's going on there. Let's see if we're going live yet. We're live in Facebook, and over in Facebook, if you can hear me, and I haven't got my little headphones in today, so if you can give me a little like or a comment to let me know you can hear me, that would be awesome. There's a bit of a time lag with the on the Facebook side of it. Let's see. And tonight we're going to be talking about gratitude for our meditation, because I put a little poll in my Facebook group to say, how are you feeling today? And one of the words that I suggested was gratitude. Are you feeling gratitude today? And that was one of the ones that resonated for people. As you can see, I'm a bit squinty with the sun. And one comment, I'm just going to check that means that I can be heard. Yes, hi Chrissy, great to have you here. So gratitude is a really interesting one. It's a bit like meditation, I think, in that there's lots of it's one of those words, and mindfulness, that's used a lot, and it's like, oh, you need to have a gratitude practice, and gratitude's really powerful, which it really is, but I also think it's something that sometimes we don't know exactly what we're meant to do with it. So I wanted to share a couple of things about why gratitude practice is so powerful, and then I'll suggest something that we can try in our meditation tonight to cultivate gratitude. So the first thing I wanted just to mention about gratitude is that one of the reasons it can be so helpful, particularly when life is difficult and challenging, is because sometimes trying to get you happy is too hard, because if our definition of happiness is based on the things that are happening for us and our external circumstances, then feeling happy in an external sense can be quite tricky, whereas gratitude as a practice can be a way to find happiness no matter what's going on. So that's the first reason why it's so powerful. And the second reason is that it is a little bit like a muscle, in the same way that things like compassion is a bit like a muscle, that you can build compassion and develop it. With gratitude, there's some fascinating, get my words out, there's some fascinating research from lots of people, but one of the researchers who I really love the work of is Shawn Achor, and that's spelled Achor, and his first name's Shawn, I believe, and he's a happiness researcher at Harvard, and he's got a really amazing TED talk about gratitude. He's got a few, but one of them in particular has been viewed millions of times. But essentially, what he talks about with gratitude is how we have this inbuilt negativity bias that's designed, part of our survival reflex, keeps us safe. Because if I assume the worst, if I assume that stick on the ground is a snake rather than assuming it's a stick, then I'm more likely to stay safe. So we are usually hardwired to scan for negativity, wired to scan for danger. And what gratitude does, when we have a gratitude practice, which can look like maybe once a day, even whether you writing it down is really powerful, or even if as you brush your teeth, you say out loud, or you think to yourself the things that you're grateful for, and I'll talk specifically about that in a second, how to do that. One of the things that you start to do when you do that regularly is you start to train your brain to scan for what you're going to be grateful for. So if I've built a habit where I'm creating a gratitude practice each day, when I'm going through my day, our minds are like these shortcut machines. They're always trying to predict, forecast, what are you going to be asking of me? And if we start to build that habit of, I'm going to need to think of what I'm grateful for, our mind will start to scan for that as well. So we've still got that hard wiring for the negativity, but we'll also be scanning for, hey, actually, I'm really grateful for this, the way the sun is coming through the daffodils on the slope over there. And why am I grateful for that? I'm grateful because it reminds me that summer is coming and that it's much warmer now than it was, and I can be outside. And so I'm really grateful that I get to be out here today. So that gratitude, it's really important that it's something really specific, that it's different, and that you express why you're grateful for it. And that's what anchors that wiring, that kind of training and building that muscle to look for the things that you're grateful for. And it's a powerful gateway to feeling happier in your life in a really simple way. So I'm really glad that some of the people in the community who sort of answered a little poll about how they were feeling were expressing gratitude, because it is so powerful. But if that's not you, and you're finding that tricky, then just know that it's something that you can develop and grow, and that at any moment we can choose to focus on. So in the same way, in other meditation practices, we might focus on loving kindness, for example, or we might focus on the breath, or we might focus on the moment by moment sensations arising in the body. We can use gratitude as another thing to focus on. And that's what we'll do tonight. So we'll use the body as we normally do, as that sort of entry point to being able um, to tune in to this moment and land us in this moment from where we are often busy and not undistracted. And we'll go from there. And I'll just guide you through a practice to bring up some gratitude. So just tap into a sense of gratitude for something. It can be something small, like for me right now, the way the sun, as I said, it's coming through. I won't turn it around my camera because I don't know if you can see it. I'll try. I don't know if you can see on the slope where the sun's coming through the daffodils. It's really beautiful. And so it can be something as simple as that, or it can be for a person in your life and why you're grateful for them in this particular day. So yeah, see what comes up. And as with all meditation, it's about just experimenting. There's no pressure for it to be a certain way, and if whatever comes up is valid and it's your experience, so just let it be whatever it will be. And the same goes, as always, with if thoughts come up. If we get distracted, if we get hijacked by our thinking, our brain is doing its job, which is thinking. In the same way that our nose is there to smell and our mouth is there to taste and talk, our brain is a thinking machine, and it can often hijack us and make us believe that it's in charge, but actually it's just doing its thing. So let thoughts come, let thoughts go, and your only job is to notice that you've been distracted and come back to the practice. And in terms of our posture, we're going for that middle ground between being really super relaxed so that we're almost falling asleep, and we're sort of, in this particular meditation, we want to stay alert and aware. But we also don't want to be too rigid and holding ourselves too strongly so that we are not able to be relaxed. So active but relaxed, and having your lower back supported if you can, and just gently closing down the eyes and just allowing, settling into this moment. I'm going to bring the screen closer to me, so excuse the code closer so you can hear me better. And just giving yourself permission to be right here. I'm exactly where I planned to be. There is nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. This is it. This moment is all that's real. And tuning into the body now, taking your attention and placing it on the very tips of the fingers. So without moving the fingers, just let your full focus rest there. You might notice a gentle tingling or humming in the fingers, like a gentle buzzing or vibration. That's your nervous system responding to your attention. your fingers preparing for movement, responding to you, turning inwards. And then see if you can add your toes to your awareness now. If the mind's wandering off, just bringing it back, moment by moment, just noticing. So now your fingers and your toes are in your awareness. Your attention just resting there. Your awareness is like a container for the moment by moment perception. And allowing that awareness to travel along the soles of the feet, the ankles, up to the knees, and then along the thighs and into the hips. Perhaps there's a heaviness or a lightness to the legs. And from the hands, traveling up the wrists and the forearms, to the crook of the arm, and the tops of the arms, across the shoulders, down into the belly. Becoming aware of the shoulder blades, the jaw, the cheeks, your whole body in your awareness now. Just noticing what that feels like. If the mind is somewhere else, just come back to this moment by moment experience of the body. Perhaps there's a deeper feeling of relaxation just beginning to emerge, a feeling of just being, of letting go. Now with that awareness cultivated, that harnessing of being right here and now and just experiencing the body right here and now, our focus will now become gently and effortlessly on something that you're grateful for. So allowing the mind to scan the day without getting caught up in the events of the day, or just allowing something naturally to come to mind that you're grateful for. Perhaps it was a moment with somebody that you spent time with in the day, or a conversation. Maybe it was something simple like preparing a meal and being really present. Or maybe it's this moment, giving yourself this time in the sunshine, if you're outside. Just whatever feels the most prominent for you as something to be grateful for right now. There's no right or wrong or pass or fail. It's just whatever you feel. And just notice When you bring to mind that moment or a person, or think about what it is about that thing that you've settled on that makes you feel grateful. Why are you grateful? Without getting lost in thought, seeing if you can keep it almost as like a raw impression of the gratitude, how it makes you feel in your body when you think about that time or that person or that thing that you're grateful for. What does it feel like in the body? Where do you feel it? Perhaps even gently putting your hand on that place in the body where you feel it the most, that feeling of gratitude. Gently and lovingly having your hand there. And just feeling that connection to that gratitude. Is it a warm feeling? Does it have a shape or a colour? Often when there's a sensation in the body that goes with a feeling, we can explore what that means to us, really experiencing it as if it was separate from us, and we can be like a curious scientist. See if you can do that to really connect to whatever you feel in your body with that gratitude. And then keeping your hand wherever you've placed it, or where, if it's still in your lap, just imagining that place that you feel the gratitude the strongest. Just keeping your attention there. And if the feeling slips away, that's okay too. Just either bring it to mind again or select another thing. Just using that to focus your attention on that moment or that experience or that relationship that you're grateful for. We'll take a few moments to stay with that, staying with the physical sensations in the body of that gratitude, and coming back any time that you're distracted. Coming back when the mind's wandered. And then letting your attention go to the breath, bringing you back to the body, feeling the breath gradually deepen with your attention. And then taking 3 bigger than usual breaths. Letting the breath find its natural rhythm again. Just doing a mental scan of the body. Just feeling how it feels in the body now, without expectation or needing it to be a certain way, but just being curious again. Gently moving the fingers and the toes and noticing that too. And when you're ready, just gently blinking open the eyes, allowing yourself to come back into the room that you're in. Noticing 3 things that you can see in the room right now. Or outside if you're outside too. Your feet on the floor, chair underneath you. And each moment there's always something for us to be grateful for. So see if you can even take once a day where you do that mental scan for the things that you can be grateful for and why you're grateful for them, and know that when you do that, you're building that muscle for scanning for the positive. And especially right now when there's so much out there pushing us to scan for the negative, pushing us to even going for a walk, scanning for danger of other people. See if you can scan instead for the things that you're grateful for. I promise it makes a really big difference. And wherever you are tonight, I hope you have a wonderful evening. See you all tomorrow at 5:15. Take care.